how's everybody doing today? It is Tuesday, August, what is today? August 6th. If you are watching live, welcome. Thank you for taking time out today to join me here. I see we've got a bunch of people tuning in live, already saying hello. There's Lisa, Laura, and Tammy. Hi, ladies. I'd love to hear who's with us today because I can't tell who's here, but I know there's a bunch of you. So please say hello so I know who's with us in the chat. Hi, Suze. How are you? All right. Awesome. Lots of familiar Pet Boss Nation faces and Pets Plus people that have been featured in magazines. So there's Anne. Hi, Anne Marie. So, all right, guys. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Leah. Tony Marie. Oh, my goodness. So many people joining in today for our Pets Plus Lunch and Learn. Now, these are hosted by me, Candace Daniolo, a pet industry business coach and founder of Pet Boss Nation. I'm also a regular columnist for Pets Plus magazine. And as you guys know, I love Pets Plus. I'm always plug in Pets Plus and writing articles and doing these trainings and interviewing cool stores. So these are our lunch and learns. We've been doing these all year so far, and we take a deep dive into the article that I wrote for that month. And so right now, what I wrote, I don't have a copy of this month's magazine here yet. I'm dying to get my hands on it, or dying to get my paws on it, though, because it announced the cool stores for this next year. But this month's article is about collecting data and customer data and like what you should collect and how to build your customer list. And we're going to talk about why that's just so important. So we're going to dig into that in just a little bit. But these lunch and learns are for you. It gives you an opportunity, if you're tuning in live, to chat directly with me, ask questions. I am running solo today, so I'm going to go through my slides, and then the questions that pop up, I'll have to go back through the chat afterwards and pull them up. So we'll save the questions to the end. But this just gives you an opportunity to speak one-on-one with me in a sense, and then also just to hear what Pets Plus is up to. So there's a few things I just want to mention before we get kicked off. That is that we've got the Pets Plus Wellness Summit that is kicking off at the end of September. It's going to be right around the corner on September 30th, and it's in Schaumburg, Illinois. If you go to petsplusmag.com, you can see this big red button right at the top in the middle, and you click on that, and there's all kinds of information about the summit. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Pet Boss Nation, we will be there with a booth, and I'll be helping moderate some panels. But it's really a one-of-a-kind event, so I would really love to see you guys there in person. Schaumburg, Illinois is just outside of Chicago, so you'll fly into O'Hare. But maybe before that, I'll get a chance to see you at Super Zoo. So Super Zoo is one of the industry's largest pet trade shows where manufacturers and retailers meet together in Las Vegas. So that is actually coming up in, I think, 2 weeks. It's approaching faster than I expected. But Pets Plus will have a booth, as well as Pet Boss Nation. Unfortunately, we're on like two opposite sides of the trade show floor, and it's such a massive trade show floor that we're kind of far apart. But Pet Boss Nation is at booth 965. If you want to come meet us there, I would love to see you. And then also Pets Plus Magazine is at 4571. So we're opposite sides of the spectrum. But come to Super Zoo, say hi. We always love to meet people in person since we're also virtual. And also, I know I already mentioned it, but one of the other things I do is I interview the cool store that's in every issue of the magazine. And that's one of my favorite things to do. I mean, I love teaching you guys, but I also really love learning about other pet businesses, and I know you do too. So this month we have a very special experience and a very special store, because next Monday on August 12th at 10 a.m. Eastern, I will be on location at Bar K. Okay, so Bar K is America's Coolest Store winner. They're the winners of the whole contest. And I actually am going to be on location in Kansas City, Missouri at this super, super amazing business. It's like a bar meets a dog park meets activities and brings all the dogs together in Pet Parents. It's unbelievable. And it actually was on my bucket list of things to go do with my dogs. And it just so happens we've decided to drive our way to Vegas from Chicago. And along that route just happens to be Bar K in Kansas City, Missouri. And so I can't wait to go there. So the registration link to get your link for webinar access to that will be coming out hopefully later today. If not, though, it is on next Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So save it and we'll make sure you get the link, okay? All right, cool. So hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Let's get started now. I've got some slides, so let me just get my slides up. Although while I do that, let's pull up my polls. I always like to have some fun and survey you guys. So, one of the things that when we talk about building a customer list is having emails. So while I get the slide open here, I'm just curious, do you collect your customers' email? I can post that up while I get my slides. All right. Do you collect your customers' email? All right. So far, 86%, the majority of you do. That's awesome. You're getting emails. That's great. And, sometimes now it's so easy to get the emails because you have a lot of online form submissions or they create their accounts on websites. And so you get their email that way, which is good. All right. So the majority of you collect emails. My second question is, reset poll. Got extra little buttons here. Do you communicate with your customers regularly? Because, you might have that email, but maybe you're actually not doing anything with it. I mean, I've been guilty of that. So you collect this email, but do you communicate regularly with them? Whether that's individually or as a collectively in the masses. Yeah, so we've got a little bit more people who are collecting it, but not doing anything with it. So yeah, that is the reality. So we're going to talk about what you can do with it. We're going to touch on it a little bit, but today it's mainly about how we're going to collect information and why it's important and what information we're going to collect. All right, I think my other poll is for later. Okay, yeah, got one more poll later. All right, guys, so again, my name is Candace Daniolo. I founded Pet Boss Nation, which is a coaching and consulting community. A lot of the people watching are club members or private one-on-one clients, and a lot of the people watching are just in our community. I care about pet business, which is why I am helping you guys, and I support Pets Plus and what they're doing to help support you too. So with free education. So that's why you're here on this training today. There we go. Now I got my slides going. Here we go. All right. Have you guys ever wondered where all your customers went? I have. I've had those moments where I'm sitting in my shop and I'm like, where is everybody? What am I going to do to increase business? How do I find them? Where do they go? I used to have customers that shopped with me before, but now I haven't seen them in a really long time. I want to send an email, but I don't know what to email about. I should probably do something, but I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy and stuck in the hamster wheel of working in my business. Let me tell you a story. I got to turn on my camera for this. I got to turn my camera back on, and I got to stop my slides. I really want you guys to understand here the importance of why you need to collect your customer information. I did a talk. A lot of what I'm going to talk about today, I did in my talk at Global Pet Expo in the spring. Okay, and this is so important. And I say this because I had a room full of 200 people were in this room wanting to learn why email wasn't dead. And I don't think I even have the stat here, but email is actually still the #1 driver of retail sales. So for every dollar you're going to invest in email, you're going to get a 40 times return on that. So it's unbelievable how much using emails and communicating with your customers can drive business in. But one of the things we're going to talk about in just a second is exactly other things that you should be collecting, like your customer's address. Or there's even more information I'm going to share in just a second. And while I was in this talk, a woman raised her hand and she said, why should I collect my customers' addresses? Most people when they're at the register with me are, it's going to take more time at the register. And my team just isn't used to asking for addresses. Why do I need addresses? Nobody looks at their mail anymore. Well, I want to tell you that the reality is, though, that Chewy sends mail. And most people don't even get mail anymore, right? Because most of their bills are all automated online. Most of their bills, have gone paperless. I know at my own house, I'm only getting, a fraction of what we used to. It's just some postcards. I look at it all the time because it's only 1 or 2 pieces that actually come in the mail. Now, my business gets a lot of mail, but personally at home, I don't. So think about your customers. They don't get that much mail. Now, when I say Chewy does this, is that Chewy will send direct mailers all the time, but they also actually write handwritten thank you cards. So I placed an order on Chewy.com because I needed something right away. And I also wanted to see what their process was like. How can I help you if I haven't experienced the competitor's product, right? So I placed an order online. We got some stuff, came right away. And it was so funny because I was like, oh no, oh my gosh, if my clients see that we've got this Chewy box right here, we're going to get it in the house. But I had to go through the experience, right? So what was interesting and why I had to turn my screen back on to tell you this story is that I actually got a handwritten thank you card from Chewy. And it had colors on it. It had all kinds of colors on it. I actually was trying to look for it. I wonder if I had saved it to show you guys. But they had hired somebody to handwrite thank you cards. And what I thought to my mind is I was like, okay, I know that myself and my own business, I want to start writing more thank you cards even because I know the power of getting like fun mail, right? Not a bill or something interesting. But I also just thought, I said, that's probably why a lot of consumers are really loving, well, one, they love Chewy's cheap prices, but they also are getting an online store is showing this human connection. They're showing a human connection to their customers who have bought on a website. They got this card. Now, it wasn't just a handwritten thank you card. It specifically called out my dog's name and also asked if I liked and it had the specific name of the product that I bought. Okay. And it had some stickers. Maybe it was super fun and whimsical in a sense. Okay. Now, so when this person in the audience said, why should we be collecting customers' addresses? I said, well, one, you want to be able, you can use it for lots of different things like direct mail, but what if you also wanted to send a thank you card to your customer? Or what if you wanted to congratulate them for something? And we're going to get into all of this in just a second. But what was interesting is the main concept is here is that when we communicate with our customers, it shows that we care. And Chewy was showing, this online giant is showing their customer that they care about them with a handwritten thank you card. So that's one of the reasons why collecting your customer information is so important. So when we go back to that slide about the question of like when you're wondering where all your customers are, there's strategies of finding brand new customers, but we also, a lot of us are already in business. We already have customers that we should be communicating with on a regular basis. And so, so this is about starting to collect that customer information. What we're going to go over now is collecting this customer information, what you do with it, and why it's so important. Okay, so let's think about real estate agents. You've got real estate agents, dentists, and car salesmen, right? When I think about list building is everything. We should constantly be collecting new leads, new customers. Everywhere you go and engage with people, you could potentially be collecting some sort of information on them. Ask them if they have a business card. Give them a gift to go download something from you so you can get their email. Collecting customer information is so important. But when I think about these professions, a real estate agent, the dentist, and a car salesman, real estate agent, it's all about relationships. You sell that one house and you need to nurture and nurture that relationship to sell more houses, right? You need to ask that customer for a referral. Like that real estate agent is hustling. They are building connections and building their list, okay, so that they can potentially sell more houses. So why is it that when I talk to pet stores or dog trainers or, or groomers, we're not collecting as much as we should be because we kind of sit and hope that the business is going to come to us. But we need to be aggressive and we need to go find the business and build our list. So real estate agents do that. The dentists, I feel like, are fabulous about sending postcards and direct mail, reminders. Some of them now are even a little bit more savvy with some of their digital marketing and CRMs, which we're going to get to in a second. And then a car dealer too. I mean, think about that. They sell this big ticket item, but then a good salesman isn't going to just not talk to that customer again. They're going to maintain that relationship because they want that customer to have that car for the rest of their life, right? They found like a brand loyalist and brand enthusiast. So think about your own store. This is actually my old store in Chicago called Dogaholics. And that's Kelly and one of our customers. We've got a bunch of customers in the back. So here we're hosting an event. We're hosting an event where we wanted people to come in and shop and do different things. That's one of the reasons why you want to have a customer list, which is the most obvious reason, right? You have an event and you want to invite people to your store. However, again, this is another great reason why you should have their addresses. What if you needed to move your store? That has happened to me 2 times. What if you had to move your store and the only way you could communicate with your customers was if you put up a post about it on Facebook? Or maybe you did send an email, but you only have like a 15% open rate on your emails. This is another reason that it's so great to not only have your customer's address, but a phone number, as much information as you can, because you need to be able to communicate with them to drive people into your businesses. So if you had to move your business, that's one reason you'd need to notify your customers. Or if you wanted to sell your business, the new owners would want to be able to communicate with your customers. The new owners would want to be able to communicate with their customers. And if you didn't have a detailed customer list, then your business is not as valuable, right? Your business is more valuable when that new business owner could communicate with the customers to let them know that there's new ownership or to run promotions. Your list has value. And it did for me. This store that you're looking at here in this picture, I sold it to Bentley's Pet Stuff, but gosh, back in 2016, early 2016. And I think I was store number 14 of theirs. They've got lots and lots of stores now, but this store had value because I had a really highly engaged customer list, okay? So I know that you might not even be thinking about selling your business right now, but you should be building this list because it will give value to you. And that's because connection equals currency, okay? This is, I have a friend of mine who shared this at Camp Pet Boss, and I just loved it. And I've been sharing it like crazy now, but connection equals currency. Okay, I want you to think of that all the time. So if that is even for your team members or your customers, connection equals currency. When I say connection, I mean that human connection, or it's the digital touch point connection, or it's the thoughtful connection of building that relationship that will ultimately translate into dollars, right? The currency could also be energy, right? Positive energy or negative energy, but connecting with somebody on a positive level will create a positive currency, but it actually means currency as well as in money. It translates into dollars. And I'll show you why here. This, I thought, is so stunning, and I'm so glad that I found these stats for you, because lowering your customer churn rate by just 5% will increase your profitability by 25 to 125%. That is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So let me break this down for you. Churn rate, all right? Churn rate is when people stop working with you. Okay, it's like when they either just stop coming in, stop getting the service, just don't buy anymore. That's churn. Okay, and so when you can decrease that number, when you can decrease the amount of people who don't do business with you anymore, then even just by 5%, I think that's what's so amazing, is just by 5%, if you can get back 5% of the people who don't come and do business with you anymore, you will increase your profitability by anywhere from 25% to 125%. This is just stunning. Also, repeat customers spend 33% more than new customers. Repeat customers spend 33% more than new customers. I mean, that right there is a good reason to not worry so much about how you're getting where is this new business going to come from, but how can you get your current customers who visited once to then come back and come back and do more business with you more frequently. Okay. It's huge. And then a 10% increase in just customer retention levels will result in a 30% increase in the value of your company. So remember when I said that you may not be interested in selling your business right now, but at some point you have to exit your business. We all have to exit our business, whether that's retirement or we get sick or our landlord kicks us out or we get an offer we can't refuse, like in my situation. So you want to be building your list now. And it not only is beneficial for that, but look, you're going to increase your revenue anyway by just communicating more with your customers. All right, so why and how to communicate. All right, here's the why and how. We've talked about some of these things already. We've got our thank yous, why you could send a thank you for shopping with us. Thank you for doing business with us. You could just be checking in on the customer. How was their purchase and experience? Congratulations, thinking of you, new products, recalls, announcements, okay? The checking in one I love. Well, the thank you one I love because it's just nice to do. If you got in a habit of having your team or yourself, just even send a couple out a week, one a day or a few a week, sending thank you cards in the mail or even a thank you email. It just goes above and beyond and really impresses and really wows people. The checking in piece I really love because this is great for groomers or for doggy daycares when you haven't seen even retailers. If you haven't seen a customer in a while, let's say if they haven't come in and it's been 60 days or more, then I would check in with them and just say, hey, we're just checking in, thinking about Fido and wondering how things are going. We miss seeing him, just to check in. You're not even selling anything. You're just opening up dialogue for conversation. Then how was your purchase? How was your experience? These are great after shopping or boarding experiences, grooming experiences. This checkpoint, this can be automated with some software that's out there now, the reservation software that's out there. And what's great about automating the how was your experience, how was your purchase, and checking in is that they're going to give you feedback. And sometimes that feedback is positive and sometimes it's negative. And when it's negative and wasn't a good experience, you're getting an opportunity to, one, improve your own business and situation, but also to get ahead of them writing an online review or you're getting ahead of them spreading bad word of mouth or having a bad experience because you checked in, you now have an opportunity to make it right for this customer so that they can continue to do business with you. Because remember, before, it's much easier to get current customers to shop with you instead of finding new customers. So even when someone's upset, you can still turn it all around and make them loyal customers for years. The congratulations thing, this is great. We just talked about Leah Ingram from Possum Doggy. She actually took a Pets Plus article about birthday displays and she started writing congratulations or cards to them. I don't know if they were specifically congratulations, but it was cool to see. It was really cool to see that you were featured in a magazine. So Pets Plus wrote their birthday display article, and Leah Ingram, she sells bakeware for pet businesses, and she wholesales these like pet breed shaped bakeware and other bone shaped candles and things like that. And so she went through the article and she wrote handwritten notes to all of the people who were featured in the article saying wow, that's super cool that you were featured. Congratulations. Here's a sample of my product. It might complement your selection, right? So it's giving that personal touch. She sent something in the mail. It didn't cost very much money. She sent 15 cards and she ended up getting back 4 businesses so far have placed orders with her. And some of them are even now placing repeat orders. So it was very low cost for her to do this. It created that human connection, right? Connection is currency. And that connecting point for her to go above and beyond caused a revenue spike for her. So congratulations works. This also works for, customers getting married or having a baby, getting another dog. Sometimes, depending on your relationship with your customers, you may be aware of job promotions or you might see something on their social media that they won an award. So congratulations can go really far. thinking of you, new products, recalls, announcements. I think those all make sense, right? So how can you communicate? Might seem pretty basic, but sending the emails, sending phone calls, using a text messaging service. The texting and even the Facebook Messenger are getting a higher open rate than the emails are, in a sense, because your lists are usually smaller, and more people tend to open them. But any form of how you're going to communicate with your customer is important, as long as it's something that they want to be receiving and it's relevant to what they want to hear. Got the handwritten card, direct mail, Facebook ads and Google ads, and just sending them gifts. Okay. So if you want to be running Facebook ads, you should be collecting all this information. We're going to go over in just a second. You're going to need more than just your customer's first and last name and email. To do any of these things, you're going to have an address. You have to have a cell phone number to text. You have to have, if you have a cell phone number for Facebook ads, that's even better. And even addresses and zip codes. So definitely collect as much as you can. All right, basic info. This is not rocket science, but these are the things that you should be collecting, right? In your point of sale system, on a Google spreadsheet, we're going to talk about at the end some software you can use, but you should be collecting the customer's full name. Also, I'm going to mention this right now only because I noticed it with my own business, is that your employees sometimes, and it might even be you because you're in such a hurry, but you need to get the punctuation correct, right? Capital first letter of the last name. They need to, inside your computer, inside your point of sale systems, and inside your or CRM, the customer relationship software, you have to be typing this in correct grammar, because what will happen is when you populate this into emails or you print out labels for your direct mailer, if it doesn't have the correct punctuation, that's exactly how it's going to print out. So make sure from the get-go that your team members are trained on how to enter this information into the computer. So you want full name, the spouse's or partner's name if possible. So you need to find, a lot of times couples are shopping in your business. This is just awesome information to have in general for you, so that when you call up a customer, you could look in their profile and see who the other owner is of the pet. You get a full address. I often had times where my employees would not get zip codes, or they wouldn't fill in the state, which just got annoying. I know that we were all in the same state, especially if you have a local business, but there were just like pieces missing to the full address, which just causes more work on the back end. So in the beginning, get all the full address. You want their email, cell phone, pet's name and birthdays, the customer's birthday. Another thing that you could do based on your business, if you cater to a variety of types of animals, it would be ideal. This would be ideal if you could do this, is somehow mark the customer, whether they have a dog or a cat, whether it's a fish or horse or a bird or any other type of, the type of customers that you work with. That would be ideal as well. Now, and you guys don't have to collect all of this in one event. You could be collecting it over the time of them shopping with you. I know that sometimes, if we're talking about a store environment, a line can form and get too long, and then, it's just taking too much time to get all this stuff. You can get the most important pieces, and then every time the customer returns, start to add more to their profile. Okay. We're also going to talk at the end of this about other ways that you can get more information from them, because I'm probably not going to be doing a training in September because we have 2 cool stores to interview. So I've lumped some of that, my article for September. You guys are getting a sneak peek, and we're going to be talking about that in this. All right. So this is the basic info. But now let's up-level it. Let's up-level the whole thing. We're going to step it up and segment. Okay. So now, in addition, you've already got that customer info in your system now. That's all you need from them. But what you want to do somehow, some way in your point of sale or in a CRM like MailChimp or Constant Contact, we'll talk about other ones, or again, a Google spreadsheet, if we can start to tag customers and segmenting them into different types of lists so that they can get specific communication. Now, not all software will let you add all of these elements, because they might have restrictions on the number of, sometimes they call them attributes, or the tags that you can add to someone's profile. But You could start to do the breed, right? You could get really popular breeds so that you could have breed meetups. You could just email those specific owners or call them even, if you were having a Yorkie meetup and you knew that you had 10 Yorkies in your database, it would be really easy to just give them all a quick call and let them know about your breed meetup that's coming up. And then of course you could send an email out too to try to maybe find other Yorkies, but you'd at least want to ensure that your core customers who had them knew that you were having a Yorkie meetup. All right, then you've got puppy versus senior pet. This is important so that you can determine which, if you wanted to send a targeted email about specific or puppy-related products or puppy-related articles versus to a senior pet. Okay, this is what the big guys do. They segment their lists and you give targeted information to specific customers so that it resonates with them, it relates to them, it seems relevant. If you had a senior dog and you were getting puppy-related topics in emails or communication, it just wouldn't resonate with you. And so it would kind of, again, put up the flag like, oh, that store doesn't care about me. No, they wouldn't say they don't care about you. But what would happen is if they got something that was specific to their senior dog and it actually said, we know you have a senior dog, here's some information you can use. That would wow them. They go, wow, that store or that business knows that I have a senior pet. So this, obviously, animals age. And so they'll go from a puppy to an adult dog to a senior. And so this is something you would just maintain and check in, make it part of your monthly process to look at with your customers. Then you've got pet gender. If you do anything that's specific for that, if it makes sense for you to do that. You've got multi-pet family. This I think is really, really interesting because if you can get, this is a winner chicken dinner, as they say. I don't even know where they came from. If anyone knows where that expression's from, you should put it in the chat. So I'm horrible at movie quotes, probably some movie. Anyway, the multi-pet family is awesome because remember when we can get our customers to shop even more with us, it increases our revenue. So if they have multiple pets, those are the first people that you should target and reward to keep shopping with you. Their spend is much, much, much higher. New pet owners, those are great too. They could be flagged for a little while and you could put them through a specific sequence. And then we've got loyalty program users or frequent buyer program users. What's great about how you flag that part of your list is that those people would be flagged as already participating in your loyalty program. And then the other part of your list that's not participating, you could be sending them communication that says, hey, you should join our loyalty program. If you were sending emails to other people that were in the loyalty program saying, hey, join our loyalty program, they would think, well, I'm already in the loyalty program. And sometimes that happens if you've got multiple emails for people, but this is one of the ways you could segment your lists. You could also flag people as attending events. So every time you host an event, you could have people sign up on a sign-up sheet. You could have them submit in advance on a Google form, but you would want to go back into your customer list and you would want to flag the people that came to your events because you could either be specific about they came to this specific event, or you could just track in general, this person likes to come to events. I think the more specific you can get, the better, because then again, you'll know you could pull a list, you could pull a report from your customer list and say, I want to see the people who come to all my events. And then maybe you create a special promotion for them. Maybe they become brand ambassadors for you. There's lots of things you can do once you start to track this information. Do they participate in training classes? This is great for doggy daycare businesses. And then you've got grooming customers. That would be great again, so that you can. So if you're grooming customers, you could cross-reference your grooming customers with people who haven't shopped in X amount of time or haven't bought anything else in a certain amount of time, and incentivize just that section of your list to come and do business with you on products that don't relate to grooming. It also would be great if you knew exactly who your top customers are. So the top 25% of your customers who spend the most money or come in the most frequently, these are people that you'd want to identify and communicate with, likely with gifts or direct mail, hit them up. And then you've got your VIP programs if you do something like that in your business. All right, by collecting all of that information, it shows that you care. It tells your customers that they are important to you. And I know in the beginning it's awkward to ask people to give this to you while they're standing there. But if you can phrase it as we just would love to be able to add you to our VIP customer list. It just really makes a difference when we can communicate with our customers because, you have set, we care about your pet as much as you care about your pet. We want to be able to make sure you know everything you need to know to be the best pet parent you can. Okay. It shows the customer that you care when you do this. It will impress your customers when they hand you a credit card and you can pull up their receipt, you pull up their name and add it to the receipt, and you can do a quick scan to look at what their pet's name is. Maybe you forgot their pet's name off the top of your head, but when you pull up their customer information at checkout, you could use the pet's name during checkout and it would impress them. Or you could remind them that their pet's birthday is coming up. They would definitely love that. Okay. Moving along here. Now what? Now you know what to collect. You know what to collect. Now what? What are we going to do with all of this stuff? All right, we need to put it into a CRM, a customer relationship management system. CRMs, some point of sales have CRMs. Some are specific and they do have lots of different bells and whistles, and they come in a lot of variety of prices. And I know that it's hard to think about having to pay for something else every month. But when we think about our business expenses, paying for a CRM is a smart business decision because it will drive revenue. If you're using it, it drives revenue. Now, what's not smart is when you're paying for something and you're not using it, right? So if you are already paying for something, and I have a feeling there's a lot of you because 30% of you said that you have customer emails, but you're not communicating with them. So if it's you have them, but you don't have a CRM, and that's why you're not communicating, then go ahead and get one. And if it's that you have one, you're paying for it, you're just not making the time, then we just need to block out some time and you can prioritize it. And hopefully after this training, you'll make it a priority. So some CRMs, we've got the basics here is Google Sheets. Now, Google Sheets is not a CRM, but it is a way, I put it on here because you could use it. Actually, I think I meant, no, yeah, Google Sheets and Google Forms are great too. You could use a Google form, and we'll talk about that in a second, but you could use Google Forms as a way to get customer information automatically via sending them a direct link to your Google form, and then it will automatically put it onto a Google Sheet. And Google Sheets are a lot like Excel spreadsheets, but this, at least bare bones, if you're just starting out, is a way for you to track information. Then you'd be able to take your Google Sheet and you can upload it to any of these other platforms. Constant Contact and MailChimp and Snap Retail tend to be the ones that I hear of, the most common that people are using in the pet industry. They're also, I think, one of the most affordable price range wise. They're usually free to get started. And then once you have a certain amount of emails in your database, you'll pay monthly for them. A lot of them, you can create emails, you can make landing. Some ones now you can create landing pages and sales pages and offer coupon codes and actually sell products through their platforms. So I think HubSpot, the one I use is Entreport, and we can actually make landing pages. I've hooked up my Stripe account to it. We can run your payments through that. It helps me create my memberships. So there's lots of things that you can do with your CRMs, okay? They'll run the gamut. There's even Salesforce and Infusionsoft exist. I didn't put them on here because they're just so expensive, but I think you're going to be able to find a better solution, okay? All right, now, every person you meet in person or online is a potential customer. Everybody you meet is a potential customer. I'm not kidding here. I have hustled and built my businesses this way by meeting people and offering them a way to learn more or work with us in both my pet care business and in Pet Boss Nation. And so every person you meet in person or online is a potential customer. So how do you entice them to actually give you information, give you information about them? This is where, when I say I would get people onto a list, even when I met them, is that I carried around on my business card I created an opt-in, and we're going to talk about that now in just a second, but I had an opt-in that was listed on my business card, and it was 12 ways to be the ultimate pet parent. And I'll share that actually a picture of it in just a second with you. But that opt-in was a great way when no matter if I was at a chamber meeting, I was at the grocery store, I was at a friend's house, at a cocktail party, it didn't matter. When I heard they had a pet, I said, what's your pet's number one problem? What's the number one problem you have with your pet? And they'd say, oh, the gas or the itching or barking, jumping, like whatever it was. And that's why my ebook was created, was that all 12 tips and steps had specific things that helped with those issues, their number one problem. So while I was talking to them, I'd be able to hand them the card and I said, I want you to go download this ebook I wrote. It has a solution for you. And so even though I didn't get their information, I was gifting them something that then allowed them to go and give me their information. I was going to give them something of value. So there's lots of ways, and this is what our September article is about, that I wrote for Pets Plus. There are lots of ways that you can get your customers' information other than just asking them at the time of purchase. Like at the register makes the most sense, or when they're buying something off of your website, that makes the most sense. But there's lots of other ways that you can get your customers' information and make it fun, right? So the first one here, use Google Forms or Eventbrite to get people to register in advance. So even if it's a free event, even if you're doing an ice cream social, you could technically encourage people to register for your ice cream social in advance using a Google form or Eventbrite. Eventbrite actually allows you to charge for the event or not. But what's great is that, or you can even ask for a donation. But what's great is that if you can encourage people to register in advance, maybe they get an extra coupon while they're working with you, or they get a special free gift that they get to pick up when they come to your ice cream social. So this serves two purposes. One, you're going to collect as much information as you can get from that customer on the Google form when they register. But then two, you can remind them that the ice cream social is coming up and that they should come to your event. And so these people are more excited about your event than other people, and because they've already pre-registered. And then you can even encourage them to bring a friend, right? They're like, as they say in the sales world, they're hotter leads. So using Google Forms, which is free, Eventbrite is also free. I think Eventbrite is free, and you can get them to register in advance. All right, number two, do a raffle or a giveaway. So this is pretty common when you're at an event, doing like a pop-up at like a pet park or pet parade or something like that to do a giveaway or a raffle. But why not just go ahead and do that all the time? Do a raffle every single month for your business. And maybe it's a getting to know your customers raffle, and you're going to give them a special survey. Maybe you send them a Google form and they have to fill out more information about them, right? They've got to fill out those extra details about their pet or themselves that you want to know. Maybe you want to know who's into running and who's into traveling with their dog, or who is more into, like sitting on the couch and watching TV with their dog. You could start to learn about your customers in a variety of ways through raffles and giveaways. The creating an opt-in, this is the key one. That's like that ebook. And we're going to go into what opt-ins are in just a second. And then we also you could implement a texting service. So you could have like a VIP club, use a text platform like Easy Text that allows customers to opt in to getting text messages from you for special occasions, special purposes. You could utilize surveys, contests, polls, and competitions. In the article that's coming up in September, I have a lot of options for you to use for surveys and contests and polls. I'm not going to share them right now, though, because I want to save something for September. What's great, though, is that, again, using these surveys and contests and polls platforms, you can collect more information and remarket to them, right? Having a pop-up on your website is also pretty common, but what are you using it? There's a chance that you are using that function and you're getting those emails, but you're not actually sending them the email. That is going to be part 3 of this whole article series that I'm doing for Pets Plus. So we'll do that training probably towards the end of the year. But you should be, once you collect this information, you need to be sending them a welcome email or some sort of other like regular communication with you. You can offer coupons for reviews. Don't specify for positive or negative reviews. Just offer to give people coupons or gifts if they go and review you, because reviews are very important. Okay, so this is my ebook, 12 Tools to Being the Ultimate Pet Parent. So you can see here, actually, I made this so long ago, we had to make it before Canva was even around. So, but I've still used this ebook. And so you just create you design a PDF and you use your CRM system that when they sign up, you can automate that next email to send them this tool. It's like PDF, right? Other opt-in ideas include all of these here. You can do the ebook and PDF download, like I just said. You could create a video or a video series. You could do an audio recording, quiz. People love quizzes. Even if you just design a graphic or a like bingo card or again, a PDF quiz. Some of the platforms we'll talk about in the September article make this easier for you, but there are online quizzes that are out there. How-tos, you could do DIY, how to have a craft, different activities, how to do recipes. You can make checklists, like a checklist for that specific animal or age, or maybe it's a checklist for your area, things to do, resource guides, access to a private Facebook group. You could run challenges. You could do free trial periods of things, free workshops, or expert roundup guide. Interview all the experts in your town and put together a little expert ebook or expert video series. So there's lots, and now all of this stuff takes work. It takes time. You've got to set time aside for it to develop these things, but then they become what's called evergreen. These things live on for forever for you to repurpose. This ebook, I'm not gonna lie, this ebook took me way longer than it should have. It took me months because I'm kind of a perfectionist, but we wrote it up, had the graphic designer look at it. We had to build the landing pages. I have used this ebook now for years, for probably 6, maybe 7 years. And I think it's still on our website, but the emails, I've gotten thousands of emails from pet parents all over the country for this opt-in. And we use it, we make little, we have little promo cards that we put in all of when other businesses ask us for donations for goodie bags. We have a little card that's like, download your 12 tools to being the ultimate pet parent. And we drop that in goodie bags. So when they go home, they're getting their little promo card and they see they've got this free gift they can go download. So there's lots of ways that you can use these opt-ins. So I want to know, I'm going to put a poll up right now about opt-ins. Does anyone actually currently have an opt-in that they could use? Wow, 100%. Hopefully people are we've got still a lot of people watching live. That's amazing, guys. Okay, well, I love this. And then this training has hopefully given you some value. Looks like we've got some people saying yes now. So we've got these are great resources for you just to make something simple and put it out there for your customers to have access to. It doesn't really need to be that elaborate. Like I said, you can open up canva.com, start typing up your tips, your best tips, your favorite things to do in town, download it as a PDF, create a Google form that says, hey, here's your download, take that link. You could go into GoDaddy and buy a really inexpensive URL that's easy to remember and forward that to your Google form. And then your Google form dumps into a spreadsheet, your Google sheet, and then you could just every day or once a week email people their access to their opt-in. That is how you could do it cheap. That would be that's like the free way to do it. If you want to automate the process. See, now we've got more people saying they've got opt-ins. If you want to automate the process, you can you can use one of those CRMs that I said above earlier. Awesome. And for the people who say they have an opt-in, I have met people recently who have the opt-in, but haven't actually put it into play yet, haven't actually rolled it out. All right. All right, we're ending our training now today. So if you guys have any questions, if you can put them in the chat. You might have already put them there. I'll check that in just a second. But just remember that connection is currency, right? Connection is currency. And remember from above that lowering your customers' churn rate by just 5%. So getting back 5% of the people, only 5% of the people who are not going to come back and do business with you this year. If you can just get 5% of those people back, it will increase your profitability by 25 to 125%. And remember that repeat customers spend 33% more than new customers. That is impressive. All right, so your homework, I always love to give you some take action tips. I want you to sign up for a CRM, Constant Contact, MailChimp, or if you don't already have, if you already have one, maybe clean it up or start utilizing more of its features. I want you to start tracking and organizing your customer info, and I want you to start communicating regularly with them. And then I'd love to hear how it's going for you. You can always send me an email at hello@petbossnation.com to let me know if you've had some success. All right, and next steps are if you have really enjoyed what you've learned here and you feel like, we deliver amazing content. Well, we always deliver amazing content to our Pet Boss Club members. That's our signature business mentoring experience. And we have a lot of our club members who are here watching today. But if you have either been on the fence about joining or not, go to petbossclub.com and you can get on our wait list. We just closed enrollment. It won't open again until open enrollment doesn't happen until January, but there might be opportunities. Hint, hint, come to Super Zoo, come to our booth at Super Zoo, and you might be able to get into the Pet Boss Club. So if you're interested in learning more about how we can help you move the needle even more in your business and show you exactly how to do these things, then consider joining the Pet Boss Club. And all right, I hope you guys learned a lot today. I will look in the chat in just a second to see if we've got any questions just for the rest of the time we have together. But remember to come see us at the Pet Boss booth or the Pets Plus booth at Super Zoo. Pet Boss Nation, myself and my team, we will be at booth 965. Pets Plus is at booth 4571. And if you want to meet America's coolest store owners, the Bark K people in Kansas City, Missouri, who just won America's coolest store, I will be interviewing them next Monday on August 12th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And Erica, she wants to know if she can access this webinar at any place after we finish today. Since you guys registered, you are going to be able to, you'll get an automatic, I think it takes about an hour or two, but you will get a replay sent to your emails. And we always download these videos and we do put them on the Pets Plus website, so you can search them there. And they also live on the Pet Boss Nation Facebook page. Laura says, many great valuable ideas and also help us brainstorm more ideas. Thank you. Well, you're very welcome, Laura. Becca, what type of software do you recommend to build this type of database for your clientele? I see where you mentioned some programs like MailChimp. Is it user-friendly and will it maintain those extra fields you recommend? Yeah, MailChimp's great. People really love MailChimp and Constant Contact. They should be able to do everything for you. They're the extra fields. They're not going to have those extra fields. Some of them they'll have, but they're not going to have all the specifics. However, they will, and they should. Well, I don't know if they will, but they're in some CRMs, which are the ones that might cost a little bit more money. But in those, for sure, you can add custom fields. Is usually what they're called. It's a custom field, and then you change the name of the custom field. So, like in my system, Entreport, we can go into our club members' profiles and we can add a custom field that says like other team members, like additional team members that are inside the Pet Boss Club. And so that is a custom field that's unique to us. And it's not unique to Entreport, so they don't want to give it to all their users, but they do allow all of their customers to have accounts where we can update a custom field to reflect what information we want them to share. All right, Tammy's another club member here. How do you build more frequently on the current customer? Is it always necessary to do discounts to get them back in the door more frequently? No, you don't have to give discounts to get people to come back in. You just need to be communicating with them regularly. It is about helping stay top of mind. When you think of Tammy, when you think about all of the emails that people get, I mean, it's like hundreds a day of, emails come in, hundreds of them every day. And if you only send one email once a month, or you send one email a quarter, or randomly out of the blue, your email, it might appear and they might go, oh, that's an email I hadn't seen in a while, but it gets buried very quickly. Okay. So really the communication, it doesn't have to be about promotions. It just needs to be relevant content that relates to them and that it has value. And sometimes that's educating them. It's not about selling to them, it's educating them. So you don't have to be offering discounts, but you need to be talking to them about the cool things that your business is doing, what's going on, helping you and your brand stays top of mind so that when they do think, oh, I need to go get this service for my dog, or oh, I need to buy this thing for my dog, they're thinking of you first. Ashley says, I don't collect emails right now, but I do have people's phone numbers. When she sells in person at events, that's great. Oh yeah, Ashley makes the pet ID tags. Yeah, so Ashley, I would say since you're getting people's phone numbers, I think it's fine since you have a small business and you want to develop relationships with people that even after they buy, let's say you go to one of your pop-up booths and you got their phone numbers because, Ashley, this could be two things for you. So one is that you know their phone number because you're making a pet ID tag, and so their phone number is on the back. And it's a custom order. You've done business with them. You can take those phone numbers and you could absolutely shoot them a text and say, hey, I just wanted to check in. How's the tag holding up? Do you like the tag? If you need a new tag, please come by this event that I'm hosting, right? Here's another, you could tell them about another event that you're having. What you cannot do, unless they've opted into your marketing list, you cannot take those phone numbers from those custom ID tags and put them into Facebook to retarget them somehow that way. You can't do that. You have to, they have to have opted into your marketing to do that. And I wouldn't put those phone numbers into a mass texting service unless they've opted in to getting text messages from you. But it's absolutely okay to just check in with them one-on-one, say, how was the order? How's it going? I'd love to see the tag on your dog. Can you shoot me back a picture? I'd love to use it on our Instagram, or would you, if you're in the area, come to this event. Okay. So absolutely. All right, so many awesome questions. Thank you so much today for tuning in today, guys, for Pets Plus Lunch and Learn with Candace Doniolo from Pet Boss Nation. And I look forward to talking to you guys again in just a week, in less than a week, on Monday, August 12th. If you're tuning in live, I'm going to be interviewing Barkay from Kansas City, who won America's Coolest Store. And for the rest of you, I will either see you in the Pet Boss Club, or I will see you at Super Zoo, or hopefully on Facebook. All right, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.